6 feet, people. What is going on, everybody? My name is Dan. I am into hiking, backpacking, gear, all of those things. I hope you guys are staying safe. By the way, I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy and getting through this time. Backpacking trails and backcountry campsites are starting to open up in several places. Here in Wisconsin, they are opening up very, very soon. I've actually got some dates booked next month. I cannot wait to finally get out on a trail to actually backcountry camp and not just like day hike or something. So let me know in the comments below if your state, your country, wherever you guys are at is opening up as well. And if you guys have had a chance to get out and backpack, that'd be pretty cool to know. Regrets. Let's talk about regrets. There are definitely regrets in life that we all have. We're not gonna get deep and dark, okay? But we are gonna talk about backpacking regrets. I spent some time thinking about the biggest regrets that I have. These are just some of the biggest regrets. These aren't like the end all be all of regrets for me. Believe me, I have lots of regrets when it comes to backpacking, but these are some of the bigger ones. And hopefully this will help you guys out. Not only save money, but also save you time, save the pain, emotional and physical, that backpacking can cause early on from not maybe doing things the right way, or just not doing things that are more efficient and maybe better. The first regret I have on this list anyway, is that I didn't learn to take care of my feet better. Now don't get me wrong, when I first backpacked, I actually knew to buy trail runners, at least in my situation, than boots, because I've worn boots in the past on longer hikes and they didn't do well for me. So I was able to at least find the shoe or the footwear that was working well for me, so that worked. But I didn't learn early on about socks, so I was wearing the wrong socks. Cotton socks is what I wore. Those don't work for me. I learned that merino wool socks work a lot better for me. They're moisture wicking, they don't smell as bad, they grip my foot better so my feet don't slide around and it doesn't cause as many blisters and that kind of thing. And I wish I had learned the right pair of socks. Now, I also wish I had learned what like moleskins were early on. Moleskins are like a Band-Aid sort of, they're like a thick Band-Aid patch that you can put on specific spots on your foot to cause a barrier between your foot and whatever may be rubbing on them. And those do work okay. They work really well actually, but they tend to kind of move around after a couple hours. So if you're doing a lot of miles and stuff, moleskin can actually move around. So there's a better option, at least I think it's a better option. It's called Leuko tape. And hang on, I might have some. I'm out of Leuko tape. Oh, and I also know what you're thinking. Yes, I'm glad I was wearing pants too. Remind me to buy Leuko tape.
Okay, added.
Leuko tape is a tape that you can put on a foot. Obviously, you can put it on your foot. Leuko tape is a really, really strong tape. It's almost like a super glue style tape. I mean, this stuff doesn't come off very well. And that's a good thing, because when you wrap it on your foot, or you even take a small patch and put it like on a hot spot on your foot, so like if your feet are starting to feel the pain of hiking, that's like an instant signal that you should stop everything that you're doing, hiking or whatever you're doing, and take care of that hot spot, because that's your foot screaming and yelling at you that you're about to get a big blister. But you could take a small patch and you could put it on there and it doesn't move around. It doesn't come off. It will literally stay on there for days and days and days. I've had Leuko tape stay on my foot for 3, 4, 5 days at a time. It helps create that barrier between the blister and whatever's rubbing on it really well. I will put a link in the description below. Actually, it might already be there, but I'll make sure that it's there if it's not already, and you guys can check out Leuko tape. Another regret I've got is that I didn't borrow gear starting out. Part of that was because I didn't know anybody that backpacked other than me, literally. Like, I got into backpacking from watching YouTube videos and watching other YouTubers backpack, and I just got instantly obsessed with the idea of backcountry camping and hiking and all the cool gear that was involved in it. But I should have figured out a way to borrow gear from somebody, or like there's places that you can literally rent gear. That would have solved a big problem of overbuying gear to try to find out what I liked. As an example, I've got 4 hammocks right now. I have several top quilts, several under quilts. I have several tarps, all because I wanted the perfect hammock. But if I found people to hike with, or found a forum that had hammock campers in it, and there was somebody willing to borrow me a hammock for the weekend, I would have realized, hey, maybe this hammock's gonna work or it doesn't work. Anyway, I spent a ton of money on gear that I probably didn't need to spend early on. Borrowing gear does seem counterintuitive, because you are sort of buying random gear that you may or may not buy yourself, but It is helping you to discover what you like about backpacking, or even if you're going to like backpacking, to even buy more gear in the first place. So definitely saves you money, and it definitely helps you choose the right gear. Another huge regret that I have is that I didn't buy gear in a specific order. I wish I would have known early on that I should buy my shelter first, I should buy my sleep system second, and I should buy my backpack third. Now I've got a whole video that goes into extreme detail on this topic. I will link that right here for you guys if you want to know exactly the specifics on why I believe this. But in a nutshell, most people buy in the complete reverse order. They buy their backpack first, they buy their sleep system second, and they buy their shelter third. And you don't want to do that because you don't know what's going to fit inside of the backpack if you buy it first. You may buy a backpack that's completely the wrong size, and then all of a sudden you're trying to cram it all in there, and then it's really uncomfortable. And then your sleep system, if you bought it second, doesn't fit your shelter, and it's a whole mess. So this is one area I truly believe in. You definitely don't want to buy your backpack first. You want to buy your shelter first. Now this next one I've got a whole video on as well, but it's worth mentioning again in this video. I think I regret thinking that I needed, and this is probably gonna open up a can of worms for a lot of people, but that's okay. I regret thinking that I needed to be an ultralight hiker in order to backpack. I went out and bought the lightest weight possible gear on the planet. Everything, when I looked at it online, the first thing I looked at was how much does it weigh? How much does it weigh? I didn't care what it cost. I didn't care what it could do for me. I didn't care if it was comfortable or not. That caused so many problems down the road, from bad night's sleep to uncomfortable hikes to just tons of issues, where if I had purchased gear based on its function first and what it can actually do for me, that would have made a big difference. It would have lasted longer. It would have been more comfortable for me. It would have solved sleeping problems. There would have just been a lot less regret on the front end. Now, obviously, that's not to say that there isn't gear that can be really lightweight, that can do really well for a lot of people out there. And just keep in mind that everything that I say on this channel, just know these are all suggestions. You guys should really be doing what works for you. Don't do stuff just because I'm telling you to do it. But I do think that me, at least going through these experiences, can give you at least an idea of how things can be helpful for you, and maybe some of the things that you guys can avoid, so that you don't have some of the same regrets that I've had over the years backpacking. I mean, really, I just want to make this whole experience as comfortable as possible for everybody watching, because really all that I care about is that you get out on the trail. I don't care how you got there. I don't care if you have the heaviest backpack in the world. I don't care if you have the lightest backpack in the world. I don't care if you hike 100 miles or you hiked a half a mile. I'm just glad that you're getting into the outdoors. Can you get into the outdoors? Is that even possible? All right, I hope this helps you guys out. If you guys like this video, make sure you hit that like button. Also subscribe for more. Hit the bell notification so I can send you a video every time it's released, and I will see you on the next one.